Has it been discussed what the latest date to play baseball is? Is it October, November?
We have not gone into what does it look like in October, what does it look like in November. Right now, a lot of our discussions were, if we got on the field in July, 8-week program takes you into September. We did not spend a lot of time right now looking into what's the latest that we could go. But again, all of those moving parts will continue to be assessed. And as Board of Management gets together, again, April 19th or sooner if necessary, and then we'll continue to work from there. But Justin, to say we've talked about provincials being Thanksgiving weekend, no, we have not. Is that a possibility? Again, weather-wise, yes. We know lots of college ball and and fall ball and tryouts. They go well into September, into October. But again, once we know a start date, our councils will decide what that direction looks like, and our locals and affiliates will decide, are they in? You may decide, listen, that is just way too quick, too fast. We can't do it. No, we're just going to do our tryouts in the fall. We're not going to participate in any season in 2020. And as a local, you'd be well within your rights to make that decision under the circumstances. In some cases, the choice may be made for you because the city doesn't give you a permit. So again, that's the type of ebb and flow that we find ourselves in. But the agility is where it'll come down to each different level within the organization and what they can.
So a clarification on the value of the sponsorship. The sponsor has paid for a full season. We're giving them less than what they paid for. Teams have taken the money. Sponsors haven't given them the money for a team in good faith that are getting a lot less value from the promotion. So should money be offered back to them, or should sponsorship just be carried forward? They raise a ton of money for their son's rep team, and they don't know what sponsors will feel about it next year.
They raise a ton of money for their son's rep team, and they don't know what sponsors will feel about it next year if they don't know how much this season.
So this really comes down to that relationship between local and sponsors. So if you have a sponsorship locally that has committed X amount of dollars and you have promised X in delivery, and then all of a sudden X in delivery can occur, I would just encourage you to work with your sponsors, continue to tell them that we're able. So again, what are you able to do? Well, we're able to promote this. We're able to include your logos in our email blast to our participants. We will make more noise on our website. We'll continue to. I don't know what relationship you have locally with the sponsor. The sponsor could simply say, listen, we paid $2,500 for X and you're really not able to deliver it. Then it would be between you and the sponsor to say, is that a credit towards next year? So maybe next year we pay $1,500 and get all of the same levels of service. I don't know everyone's sponsorship agreement between locals and affiliates. We run the same thing with Baseball Ontario. We have some sponsors where we're going to do X and they're going to do Y, and we're going to purchase X and they're going to do, well, what if we're not purchasing X anymore? What does that look like? And again, we're just going to work through on relationship by relationship and see what it is that we're able to do.
Will Baseball Ontario recommend that if the season gets to go, all regular season games be played as double headers in order to get the season?
Will Baseball Ontario recommend that if the season gets to go, all regular season games be played as double headers in order to get the season?
Again, what happens locally and within the affiliate and cross affiliate, that absolutely would be an option. Would Baseball Ontario say, hey, locals, you have to do double headers and you got to play? We would not, but that would boil down to the affiliates and the locals and how they come together from the rep side. It'll be, again, with the loops from select side, and they typically have a different type of schedule nonetheless, or anyhow, sorry. So Justin, I don't know that.
So two more questions, Ed. One of them is, three more questions. One of them is a statement. Should we be submitting rosters by the dates we were originally given? Again, that was already answered, but the answer to that, I believe, is...
Should we be submitting rosters by the dates we were originally given? Again, that was already answered, but the answer to that, I believe, is the rep and select councils will let you know.
Right, so the deadlines of anything. The question for the other room is, what about deadlines of rosters? I'm going to summarize again saying the deadlines of anything, whether it comes down to rosters, central registration, classification. I'm trying to think of others. I'm drawing a blank. I'm sure there's other deadlines. But any deadline, insurance, I knew there was another one. Any of those deadlines will be communicated with new dates based on when
we
know
what
for
is
sure
carded umpire? Sorry, what if carded umpires have no internet access and are ordered isolated? Is there any chance of extending their certification on a one-off basis?
Sorry, what if carded umpires have no internet access and are ordered isolated? Is there any chance of extending their certification on a one-off basis?
So we will deal with the exceptions, and we talked about this at the coach level, Justin. There's going to be coaches. So the question, sorry, for both rooms is, hey, I don't have internet, or my internet is not strong enough, or it's intermittent, or I don't have a computer, or whatever those scenarios are. They will be dealt with on an exception basis, and we will have our committees, our coach committee, our umpire committee, look at those on a case by case, but we will not make rules to the exception. And we are very pleased, proud, excited over the quality of product that we put together for coach certification. I really think the coaches are going to love it versus, no disrespect, versus going to the classroom, again, from their home, more convenient times. I think they're really going to enjoy what the CDs have in store for them, along with the moderators through the Adobe Connect platform. It's engaging, it's interactive. So again, if a coach or umpire cannot participate in the certification plan, then they would reach out to the office. And again, our umpire committee and our coaching group, they would provide direction accordingly. But again, we do not make rules to those exceptions.
There are no more questions at this time.
There are no more questions at this time.
Okay. So what we are going to do next is take all of the questions that came in. So maybe some of them were answered by my moderators because maybe it was already asked and answered tonight. So we will export all of the questions. We'll look at them to make sure that we provided answers. We will take some away, like the goal line question of registration. We will take that away and see what opportunities may or may not be there. And then we'll continue to communicate back. We'll break this recorded video down into sections so it'll be easier to watch, especially if you only want to focus on certain sections. And we'll continue, as I said, to communicate the answers from all the questions tonight. And then if we need another town hall down the road, now that we know that this was well received as far as attendance goes. I'm not naive to say it's well received as you're all sitting there, because we do recognize that the platform that we chose was not live mics, was not a conference ID, so we specifically took a different approach and really wanted to get your questions in advance, not because we didn't want to come and answer them. It's just that there's only so many lines that can have open and still have a forum where people can be heard and have their questions answered. So on behalf of Baseball Ontario, I'm just going to pause and thank you again for joining us tonight. Thank you again for, the passion that you have for our game, reaching out to us and reaching out to one another. It is clear that we all have the best intentions at heart. It is clear that we all are extended families with one another, and we all have different ways that this has touched us. But we will continue to stay strong. We will continue to be stronger together. We will continue to raise optimism and hope around the sport that we love, while continuing to put athletes, coaches, umpires first. We'll take our direction from government officials, as I said. But I'm going to end my final comments on our direction remains. We will continue to prepare. We will continue to plan. We will continue to remain optimistic and hopeful. And we will do everything we can to save baseball in 2020. Folks, on behalf of Baseball Ontario, the Board of Management, and all our council members, thank you for joining tonight. Keep an eye out for an update on the FAQs. And until next time, and until we meet again, stay safe and stay home. Thanks for watching.